Hi everyone, it's Kat, and this week I'm going to be teaching you how to do some marble painting. So basically, I'm going to teach you how to make this really cool pattern that you can see in this box. It looks like a marble countertop, and I just learned it because I love to paint. So all you're going to need is you can use a box, you can use cardboard, you can use cardstock. I don't recommend using paper because the paint will seep through since you're using a lot. I'm going to be using cardboard so you guys can see it a little better. You're going to need some paint of different colors, and then either a toothpick, a really thin brush, or just anything that's really sharp. Okay, so to start off, what you're going to do is grab your first color. I'm going to use this blue color, and I am just going to squirt out a good amount and just onto one spot. I'm not going to do anything to it yet. And then I'm going to grab my next color, and I'm going to do the same inside of the blue. So that's important. Make sure when you're doing it within the previous color. And now I'm going to use this purple color, and again I'm squirting it within the previous one. And I'm going to keep doing the same. Over and over. So you're going to want to use a lot of paint. Be generous with it because that's the whole point. So now that I have all my colors in there, what I'm going to do is just sort of move it around. Be careful with this part because you don't want it to get everywhere. And so since mine is a box and it has a good amount of space, I don't have to be as careful, but I'm just going to shake it, and then I'm going to do the same in almost every direction. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my sharp tool and just, here, let me move these so you guys can see it a little better. I'm going to grab this little piece of blue and drag it down through and wipe it on the paper, and keep doing that with different colors. I'm just going to drag them into another color. And as you do that, it helps them mix a little bit. So you don't have to mix the paints. They will do that on their own. I'm just going to keep doing that. And then I'm going to keep shaking my paint so that it falls down. And so you guys can see that my blue is a little covered. I can drag it down, and I can make it so that the blue shows up a little more. And then if you are not pleased with this, it's easier to shake it when it's a box, but you can keep adding colors. So I'm going to add my blue within. Because I want a little bit more blue, and then I'm going to let it just drop. And again, I'm going to drag it through my pink right now, just with my toothpick, and I'm going to keep letting it just fall. So I'm just going to turn my cardboard and continue to let it do. So if you guys can see, this yellow purple part is already turning into a marble pattern. The rest of it is taking its time, but it's a slow process. You really have to be patient with it. And it's easier if you can stir it around. So if you can go outside and hold it upside down so that you don't get paint everywhere, or just really do anything you can, like shake it aggressively, that is perfect. And after a bit, you start getting more of a marble pattern. So up here I have my purple, yellow, and pink marbleizing. Right here, this part is starting to, but this one took a bit. Once your paint dries, you're going to want to actually let it sit out for at least a day for it to dry. Some paint takes a little longer depending on the paint that you used. but I like to let it dry mostly in like sunlight, so I have it dry by my window, and I keep my window open a little bit so that it gets some air so that it dries faster. But yeah, the paint will take about a day to dry. It might take a little longer. To check if it's dried, you can grab your same tool, mine's a toothpick, and just poke at it, and if you see it move, obviously it's not dry. But yeah, I can keep doing this until I'm pleased. And the thing about the paint is that it does not dry super fast, so you can always manipulate your art piece. And so I can keep doing that as much as I want. But basically that is how to marble paint. You just have to keep shaking your thing until you are pleased with how it looks. And yeah, it's super easy, super simple. I'd love to see the colors you guys use and how it turns out at the end. Because as you guys can see on my neutral colored one, it is finished, and you can see that I used brown, peach, black, and white, and it just looks super cool. On this one I did more colors, and it's not done yet, but it's already looking really good. I'd love to see the colors you guys use. Make sure you send them in, and I'll see you next time. Bye!